Welcome back, my grief-ridden ghouls and the emotionally unstable cinephiles, to 31 Days of Horror, brought to you by Sadistic Penguin Studios, where the monsters are metaphors, the parenting is questionable, and the penguin hasn't slept since 2014. For day 29, we're looking at the 2014 film The Babadook, the movie that taught us that sometimes the real horror isn't the thing in your closet. It's your feelings.
Nice try, Mr. Flanders, but I've got a story so scary you'll wet your pants.
Too late!
So here's the setup. Amelia's a single mom raising her weird little kid, Samuel, who's convinced there's a monster hiding in the house. She's grieving her husband's death, barely holding it together, and living in constant state of sleep deprivation that every parent will recognize. One night, a creepy-ass children's book called Mr. Babadook shows up on their shelf, complete with rhymes, black and white drawings, and that perfect bedtime line. If it's in a word or it's in a look, you can't get rid of the Babadook. Turns out, Samuel's right. There is something in the house. And it's not just a monster in the book. It's grief, depression, and the terrifying realization that motherhood might be the scariest gig in the world. The Babadook is one of those horror films that makes you feel deeply uncomfortable. Not because of gore or jump scares, but because it feels too damn real. Jennifer Kent directs the hell out of it, turning every creaky floorboard and shadow into a physical manifestation of pain. The color palette's cold and gray, like sadness soaked into the wallpaper. The house feels claustrophobic, the camera lingers too long, and by the time the Babadook starts whispering through the walls, you're already anxious enough to need a Xanax smoothie. It's not your typical monster movie. It's psychological horror dressed in a cardigan. Essie Davis as Amelia gives one of the best performances in modern horror, period. She goes from exhausted mom to full-blown unhinged banshee, and it's impossible to look away. The emotion she pours into this role makes you feel every ounce of her heartbreak and fury. And Noah Wiseman as her son, equal parts creepy and heartbreaking. He's not just an annoying kid. He's the physical embodiment of his mother's grief and fear. It's rare that a horror movie nails that kind of emotional balance, but this one does it with disturbing precision. The Babadook works because it's not about killing the monster. It's about living with it. It's grief made flesh trauma you can't bury, and the realization that sometimes healing doesn't mean defeating your demons. It means feeding them snacks and keeping them in the basement. It's slow, tense, and deeply personal. The kind of horror movie that doesn't just scare you, it stays with you. You don't walk away from the Babadook thinking about how to survive. You walk away thinking about therapy. The Babadook is a rare modern horror film that's actually about something real, and that's what makes it hit so damn hard. It's grief, guilt, and motherhood wrapped up in a monster that looks like he crawled out of an Edward Gorey fever dream. It's not about the jump scares, it's about the slow, suffocating dread that builds until you finally scream, "Yeah, same." So yeah, if you've ever been depressed, overworked, or haunted by your own brain, congrats, you've already met the Babadook. That's day 29 of 31 Days of Horror. Smash that like button before Mr. Babadook gets cranky, hit subscribe before your inner demons start a fan club, and ring that bell like it's the last sound keeping you sane. Until next time, keep your basements locked, your kids quiet, and your penguins always evil. Sadistic Penguin Studios, rooting your sleep schedule and your emotional stability one monster metaphor at a time.